Hello and welcome to the Razor's Edge and Everyday Hero UK integration part 2. For part 1 of the integration, which is the heroics piece, please visit www.youtube.com/user/EverydayHeroUK, which is our YouTube channel. Before we get started, the first thing you need to do is download the integration itself, which you can get from blackboard.com using KB tip BB730584. The process we're going to look at today is in 3 pieces. Firstly, the install, then configuration, and then the import. Part 1 is the install. When you run the setup.exe, you get a screen similar to this. Just hit next and it'll take you to the second screen, which is selecting your installation folder. The integration is installed on a machine by machine basis, so you have to install it on every machine you want the integration to work on. When you hit next, it'll run through the install, and you hit close, will complete the install. Stage 2 is the configuration. There are 2 specific areas within Razor's Edge that have to be set up in advance before you run the Everyday Hero integration. The first one is default sets, and there are 3 separate types of default sets we can use here. There's an individual, an organization, and a gift default set. They all have to have specific names, individual being EDH individual default set, organization is EDH organization default set, and finally EDH gift default set for the gifts, and this is the only required default set. The reason there is a required default set is Everyday Hero does not produce a fund when you export from heroics, and Razor's Edge requires a fund, so we must have that within the default set. The second area that has to be configured in advance is the attributes. We have to create 2 gift attributes. The first one is EDH donation ID, which is a number attribute, and the second is regular giving, and it's a yes/no attribute. Both are gift attributes. So just to recap that configuration, first of all, default sets: EDH individual default set, EDH organization default set, and EDH gift default set are how they have to be worded. And then in the attributes, it's EDH donation ID, which is a number attribute, and then regular giving, which is yes/no. Both are gift attributes. The final area is the import. When we run the import, we would go into Razor's Edge, we would go into the plugins area, and then we would click in the Everyday Hero integration. We get a screen similar to this one. You would search for your file name, which is the file that was produced from within heroics. And you have a couple of options on this screen, whether or not you want to create a constituent or a gift query, and whether or not you want to use duplicate criteria for new records. When you hit import, it will ask you for the name of the constituent query and the name of the gift query, and then it will give you an overall summary. Total number of records processed appears in here, and the exceptions and query name, etc. all appear within this summary. If you find a duplicate, if the system finds a duplicate, it will push that out to the exceptions file. You can have a look at the exception file and decide whether or not it is a duplicate record. If it is a duplicate record, you have the ability to exclude that. If it's not a duplicate record, you can import with the duplicate record search unticked. Now let's get into the Razor's Edge. We're now going to have a look at what the system looks like once it's imported. So this is a record that's been imported. We have name, we have address information, we have email. Also within here are things like addresses. Addresses salutations we brought in using a default set. Notes we brought in using a default set, and then with gifts, click into gifts, it's created a gift, and if I open up that gift, you'll see what we've got here are a number of pieces of information. You've got your gift subtype, you've got your campaign, those are all created from within EDH, Everyday Hero, and the fund is created from your gift attributes, gift default sets. Also within here are your canvassers. These are the people that, in this case, Cordelia has raised money for Kerry Greenwood. Kerry's the marathon runner or the person who is actually raising money for your cause. Thanks for your time, and for more details, please visit everydayhero.co.uk or blackboard.co.uk.